there's a lot of effort which has gone in the last couple of years in terms of simplification of the landscape, so that you get the right sets of architectures support behind it, and you get ready for yourself or before you move into the public cloud. In June, July timeframe, we signed clearly the letter of intent with Google. And there the assumption and the thing is very clear. We feel that a lot of the applications that we run today needs to run in cloud. And we have done a lot of groundwork already in terms of, like I said a couple of years back, in terms of standardizing, simplifications and all those things, so that when we go into a full-fledged partnership with Google, we want to leverage that stuff and rightly move those applications. At the moment, what we're trying to do is, of course, the contract is still not signed, but we getting ourselves more also prepared, going to the individual areas of the functionings in terms of external clients as well as the internal support functions, and we try to create our roadmap on what are the applications that can be slowly over a period of time can be moved into public cloud. If you look across the banks, we are always trying to find out what are the things that can be automated, that can be done by machines, which you don't require to do it. And one such example was, of course, working with this New York-based startups, which helps the AI capability along with the high-speed scanners, helping in the trust and the agency divisions, which try to analyze a large volume of the unstructured document, which was not possible in the past. The second key example, what we try to see is in the case of, as I said to you, in the money laundering cases, where we were able to save close to 200,000 hours of man work, which was done in the past by manually the people trying to analyzing those situations. At the same time, we start looking at a lot of different areas like the KYC. I touched upon it, where a lot of things where the client can be onboarded digitally without having a lot of things can be done if you use the AI and the machine learning in the right way. There are two aspects when you want to go into the API-based banking or API-based architectural approach. The first data that we need to just look at it is the whole topic around data. And I think, you know, the large banks like us, we generate a lot of data. And a lot of other banks would also generate a lot of data. But I think it is just how do you leverage this data and utilize this data in the right sets for our clients as well as for our internal employees is a critical element. That's why one of the key focus for us as a part of the simplification is to have the right data streams. We have identified and created the data lakes where we get all the transactional data from a system. Once we have this data lake rightly established, we will of course put this in the cloud and we will start building, rather than building a huge amount of applications which is monolithic, we start building small applications, leveraging those capabilities and the data which is established. So our overall general theme is to move away from building large applications in a waterfall model to move towards building those small applications where we have formed our teams who work in an agile form, work in a smallest amount of applications, build those APIs on top of this platform, what we're trying to create with the public cloud and leveraging the data. So I think you will see more and more of these APIs getting created by us on top of the right sets of data and leveraging the native cloud capabilities. Things were very different 5 years back to the topic now. I mean, if you look at the way the world is moving, I think we always realize that where we are good at is building those applications, and there are certain parts of those things that is very difficult for us to manage. This whole topic of infrastructure piece and leveraging, because that requires a huge kind of investments and all those things, and we're very clear that this needs to be leveraged by a public cloud infrastructure where they invest a lot of money into the stuff, but also bring in a lot of capabilities inside the stuff, whether it is AI, machine learning, the elasticity, the scalability, the developer productivity, and all those angles to it. People used to always see the security angle or the data privacy angle. I feel that if you go and move more and more towards the cloud, the infrastructure play invests much more into security and the data privacy aspect than the normal traditional player can do. And people always have a doubts on the stuff of whether is it secure, whether my data is going to be there. I can tell you that I think the amount of investment which goes into it is rather secure. I mean, maybe a couple of points on this. I think when you do the money laundering cases, I think there were a lot of effort which was done where it was a lot of stuff which was done manually. The automations process checked just from a number point of view helped us check over close to 3.4 million positions, automatically close to, I don't know, 380,000 of these accounts and migrated close to 80,000 accounts after the Brexit case. I mean, those are the numbers. Imagine if you want to do it manually, and imagine the machine can do it automatically for you. The amount of saving that you create, for us, it was close to 200,000 hours of work from the employees that we can leverage it for other areas. So I think just one small example of just moving away from manual effort into leveraging those AI and machine learning capabilities and automating a lot of stuff. The machine can do a lot of the stuff by closing the accounts or processing a lot of the stuff which was not possible in the past.